Hi guys!
What's up?
Hello.
Here is your Trinity. So I guess we should probably start off with what is going on right now. So girls, any of you wants to introduce what we're doing right now? Right here.
This is the bad bitches stream. So we have a bunch of baddies in our waiting room ready to talk about pretty much everything that's going on right now.
Yes.
If you guys want to do a more professional job of that.
Don't come to this stream then.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyway, so I mean, I don't think that we need to introduce ourselves. You probably know us. You probably remember us from things like Snyder's Amazons and that little thing that was happening about a month and a half ago called Justice Gone. So let's just jump straight into it and bring in the girls that, you know, would like to introduce themselves and tell you a bit about themselves. So first one, we've got Fatma here. Hi.
Fatma.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Hi.
So introduce
I'm so honored
yourself.
to be part of this.
We're so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be, you know, a part of this and, you know, joining you guys and joining a lot of other amazing people from this fandom as well. So it's a very fun time and a lot of amazing things to be looking forward to.
So tell us a bit about who you are. So for the people who don't know.
So I'm Fatma and I'm a huge, you know, DC fan and mostly Batman here. He's the one that got me into all of this. So yeah, and I've been a huge fan of the movies. Yes, I think I have both of them.
Wow.
I was with Henry Cavill there, Man of Steel figure, and that one there. I don't know how. I'm not used to the. Yeah, so he's Batfleck. He's slightly smaller. I don't know if that's an indicator of you know, where they are in strength and how amazing they are, but they're the only sizes that I could get. So yeah, so it's been years of just, you know, being a fan and loving the movies and watching them and stuff like that. And then basically over time I started writing for Comic Book Debate and I did a few podcasts with DC Films, and now I've set up my own little YouTube. I'm still very new to it, so I have no idea. Well, I do have some ideas, but like I'm still relevantly new, and that's called the Fatmaverse. And on Twitter, you can just find me at Fringe Bats. And yeah, I've been a supporter of the Zack Snyder releasing the Zack Snyder cut as well. So that's been something something that I've been really, you know, passionate about over the last few years. But in general, give me anything DC, whether it's TVs, movies, comics as well, although I do need to catch up on comics because it's been quite a few since I have read a full comic. But yes, this is who I am, and I hope I've done myself some justice.
Oh, for sure.
My introduction.
Well, we're super excited to have you here. I mean, I can speak for all of us because you were one of the people who were, you know, going online and on Twitter saying, you know, we need a bit more of, you know, girl power in this whole thing. And we were thinking about doing the live stream before, but, you know, this kind of gave us the last push, like, hey, we should totally do this. And so we had to have you on the first stream. So next one.
I hope there's many more to come as well.
Oh, for sure.
Too. I mean, but so next one we've got here, and you probably know her a little bit. Hi, Nash.
Nash.
Nashilla.
Oh, I said this right. Hello. I was a little bit curious if people in this fandom really knows how to pronounce my name correctly, but
Not that hard.
well, I'm Nash. You guys should probably know me already. I'm a top member of His Mother's Amazons. I was in a little stream that happened May 20, but
Just a little.
that's okay. Yeah.
Flex it.
And I am just a regular fan, a weird one, but I'm here trying to defend Snyder and to enjoy all things DC since always. I am a huge DC fan. So that's it. That's me.
Well, and then a last one to start us off, but not the least for later. We got Jonita.
Joe, what up?
Oh,
Hey, girl. Oh my God.
your hair.
I love it.
Thank you.
You look just like your Funko.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Did you do it for the Funko?
Oh my gosh. I say that, from now on, whenever I see black doll hair and it's not done right, there's no excuses. No excuses.
Exactly.
I have a pop to prove it. So
Or introduce yourself, Joe. Flex a little.
Oh, okay. So
Hi,
I
Joe.
am Jonita Davis. You guys know me. I am late today getting here because I kind of booked a roundtable interview tomorrow. For a movie that kind of came out and everybody started talking about it. It's not Christopher Nolan, but it's John David Washington. So.
No way.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Girl.
it's for the for AFCA, so I'm a film critic. That kind of is my segue. And so you guys probably know that. And so I do these little nifty fun interviews that sometimes delay me from getting to fun stuff like this. So
You know what? That's 100% fine.
Fair enough. Like, come on, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when we said come and flex, like you took it for that.
You flex.
I mean, okay, yeah.
You got it. You got it. All right, girls. Well, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna go into. You wanted to know how I got into the fandom or something like that. That was part of my intro, right?
Sure,
Yeah,
go for
go
it.
ahead.
What do you want to say?
Okay, y'all are so informal.
You said it like it's a bad thing.
This is a late night hangout.
No one ever called us professional.
Yeah.
Well, I should go back. My family, we're all DC fans. My husband's hardcore Superman fan. He was a Superman fan when Superman fans got their asses kicked on the playground. Of course, he's a big guy, so nobody wanted to step to him. But yeah, he talks about that all the time. I remember when it wasn't everywhere, I'm like, dude, just be happy that people are embracing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So, my kids all have names from the Superman comics, except for the last one. She has her name comes from Batman comics. And we have comics everywhere, comic paraphernalia everywhere. You can probably see behind me, the side. Yeah, everywhere. My kids learn to read on comics. We are a comic DC family. I wasn't familiar with the Snyder Cut though, because Superman was his territory, not mine. I kind of steered away from it until some fans came to me and they were like, you got to see this stuff. Nobody's reporting it, but Zach is releasing stuff and he released something that, you got to see. And they said, yeah, they took a lot of people of color out of the, theatrical cut. And so they kind of tiptoed around, around it. And I was the one that was like, this is whitewash. They took all the color out of, I just kind of went off. And so that's how I kind of got into this, because I write social justice articles, outside of doing any critical work. So this is something that, really spoke to me. This big injustice that people were not really reporting on, and then I learned about everything else, from you guys. And I'm like, holy crap, how are people ignoring this? What is happening? So I'm glad now that all of this is in the news, that it's coming out, with Ray and Jason. They're, getting everybody to, kind of look into the Snyder Cut. And so I have people every day that come to me, did you know? I'm like, I wrote a year ago,
Yeah.
So yeah, those articles that I wrote then, and a few that I recently wrote, they're getting some traction finally. So I'm glad I wrote them, because I think some people in the fandom are kind of using them as kind of shorthand, kind of like, all right, I don't want to explain this again. Here, just read this.
Right. Yeah.
You got it ready to go.
Right. So I started reporting on it, and I guess I should have kept myself as a reporter, kind of objective, kind of outside of it. But being a comics fan, a creator, I just sort of joined up with everybody. So
when we first noticed your work on like Twitter and everything, like I remember Nana and I were looking at your articles, and you had just shared one, and you popped up on our timeline, and then we spoke to you for less than like 5 minutes, and Nana and I said to each other, we need to get her onto Amazon. We need to talk to her.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've been like the perfect person to explain this stuff to those of us who don't exactly have the right nor the ability to explain it. So the fact that like you've been so chill with explaining everything, and like, talk, like putting it in terms for idiots as well, because I need help sometimes, and the fact that you also have these like in your back pocket, so you see someone making a fool and you're just like, read this, I wrote it forever ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you got to speak to Ray Fisher.
Yeah, so. I just I appreciate it, and I appreciate getting the opportunity to finally be heard about this. I haven't been in the struggle as long as you guys have, but just mentioning the Snyder Cut, you can see doors close, windows close.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear people hit the locks. They're like, we're not. They'd want nothing to do with it. I mean, when I was pitching articles about the Snyder Cut, it's like no one wanted to touch it. It's like the stigma of being a fan is just unreal. So yeah, anything I can do to help is, what I'm here for.
Well, when we are at the topic of all this, I mean, obviously you mentioned all the whitewashing that happened in Justice League and stuff. Now we're getting Snyder Cut. And, in connection to that, because I believe that, all these things go hand in hand, we do now have Ray Fisher and Jason Momoa coming out. And I think that's like a thing that we should start off here. What are your thoughts, girls? And, how do you see this whole entire thing? I mean, I believe that we are all on the same side, so
yeah,
there's not going to be much of a difference. But yeah, so have you been kind of observing it, and what's your take on what's going on in the media right now, and so on?
Well, my first thought was, well, Joss Whedon's filling his shorts.
Yeah.
That was my thought yesterday after that post that Jason Momoa.
Look, if he's not scared,
not so likely.
He's scared of Jason Momoa.
I don't know though. He's kind of one of those characters that thinks he's invincible. I think he's.
Yeah. I don't think he feels like he's gonna get in trouble until he's actually in trouble.
Yeah, yeah. He reminds me of one of those. The kid in school who kept doing things until it's like, dude, the teacher's standing right there. You've got to stop.
Yeah,
that's actually a perfect way to put it. This morning I was my dad was asking me questions because he saw the headlines about Jason. He's like, what's going on? And he introduced me to Joss Whedon, and we grew up, like I grew up on all of his work,
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a lot of it with my dad, and I was explaining to him what he has done and what kind, and not, and like with Justice League, but also like the horrible things he did in Buffy, Dollhouse, all of his work. And my dad just sat down and looked at me absolutely horrified. he was like, but I watched this stuff. And I explained to him, yeah, so did I. But now that I'm an adult woman, I can go back and see these tropes. And I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really interesting to have that discussion with him this morning and like see how it dawned on him, how horrifying it is. And like I was also explaining what Ray's been doing lately. And then when I mentioned his reaction to Jason speaking up was the same as mine. He's like, well, Josh should be filling his shorts. I saw someone tweet that the Warner Brothers better hide their chairs. They really should. But it's like what Jason did yesterday was incredible because he took away their ability to use him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to go as hard as I can. And that was really powerful. It was really incredible that he put his career on the line because he's a big moneymaker for them right now.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's going to cut him. And I think he knew that Ray's voice alone, because when you're a person of color, you know, there comes a time when you've hit something and certain topics where a lot of society at large is not going to believe you unless someone else who has status or, you know, maybe who's a white person, which Jason Momoa is a person of color who has status. Unless they come up and say and agree with you, and you know, it's almost like a cosign type of thing. And so that's what I saw it as Jason kind of recognizing that they're not gonna, you know, take him seriously until there's someone else. And I think of everyone left in the cast, he's the one that is probably least at risk to be able to do something like that, because I think everybody else is like attached, you know, like 6 ways from Sunday to DC with NDAs and everything. And I think that Jason is just a moneymaker, and he knows that he's irreplaceable because where are you going to find somebody that looks like him? You know,
right.
You literally cannot recast him. He has such a unique look, and also he's so popular, and he knows that people love him, so he's protected as all hell. Whereas with Ray Fisher, we've watched even other people in the fandom make fun of him because he's new to he's very new and everything. And the fact that he doesn't care about being new is all, and still speaks up, makes it even more something you should pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, they look at it as, you know, oh, you're new, so you should sit down. And it's like, no, that's all more reason for him to talk. So, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see, though, like, you know, obviously, I was listening to Ray's Instagram yesterday, I believe it was the one. And he did mention, you know, Jason came out and Kiersey Clemens came out to support him, but he also mentioned that there's going to be more. So I'm really curious, you know, how that's going to go. And obviously, it's like, as you said, you know, there's been a lot of people who are denying, you know, that Ray is saying the truth. I mean, because you just, you know, go against a multi-billion-dollar corporation on a whim because that's just a fun thing to do. But anyway, so, you know, a lot of thing were, you know, in disbelief. And then when Jason jumped on board, a lot of these people turned around. But still there's some that like doubt it. And I don't understand like where that's coming from. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be more people coming out, more people supporting him. Where is that going to lead? And obviously, you know, I am really curious to also see how Warner Brothers is going to react, because in all honesty, what they've been doing, whether it was the Frosty announcement or, you know, early Batfleck announcement, as we've learned today, or, you know, other stuff, it's just like all that stuff was such a tone deaf thing, just kind of try and put the fire out. But you can't put it out because it's just, you know, people are questioning it enough already. And, you know, that's just what it is. And so I'm curious to see how they gonna approach this. If they gonna eventually kind of give up maybe and just sort of actually do the investigation, actually like do the whole thing and punish the people who should be punished, or if they just try and keep sweeping it under the rug, which is not going to work. I don't think that's going to work.
Can we talk about how ridiculous that Frosty the Frickin' Snowman movie?
Oh,
seriously.
God.
I don't know.
From the beginning.
Me too. I could never believe that Jason Momoa was actually going to be in that.
Yeah.
Be a live action Frosty.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Were they gonna give him his slit eyebrow and a beard?
Yeah.
Were they gonna make him tan?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
Especially for Warner Brothers, I thought that it was, you know, some one of those, you know, Ray haters made up. You know, I didn't, or you know, just any fan, just something that's just silly that's out there on the internet. I didn't believe it, and then yeah, I think to go back to what Nana was saying, I think that one of the key things about what to expect, one of the key things that we need to remember out of Jason's statement is that he said the stuff we experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, I mean, to me, that means, you know, him and some others on the cast. And if, you know, like Cole was saying, you know, if Buffy or the Doll's House is anything, if it tells us anything, I just really, really fear for, I don't know. I'm kind of fearful when everything comes down and all, because I think it's going to be pretty horrible. And you know, I don't know. Just thinking about the girls, the women.
Yeah. Honestly, like, nothing would surprise me at this point. And like, it really warmed my heart when I saw Charisma Carpenter was like, hey, I support Ray Fisher, yada yada, and also was like, I've been saying this, and it's like, girl, your time for justice is so delayed. Like, the least we can do is bring you the time to like actual talk.
Yeah. No, and even in Ray's live, he was saying, you know, like, there's people with extensive careers that this is the worst experience they've ever been through. And there's a tweet by, I'm going to read it off my phone, Lady LaFay.
You can probably, like, we can throw it on a screen if you want, Meg.
No, it's okay. I got it on my phone. It says, Affleck left his dream project the first chance he got. Godot refused to shoot scenes with Whedon. Cavill had his face butchered for the world to see. Momoa and Fisher supported Zack Snyder from day one. Warner Brothers be damned. And Amy Adams didn't even attend the premiere. It was always there. And like, going back and looking at that stuff, it just, and with all of the support coming from like Kiersey and Jason and Ray, it's just like, yeah, it was there this whole time. And you know, maybe some of us kind of noticed like, oh yeah, like Amy's not there. And I mean, we definitely all noticed that how fucked up Henry's face was. And just kind of going back, and it's like, oh, it like puts a pit in your stomach, like to see that these people, like, they went through this for however long, and they still have to go through it, and they still have to sort of explain like, no, I went through this is valid, and I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not, because I went through it.
And I mean, looking back at some of Amy's interviews, I mean, you can see it. I mean, someone did a Twitter about the way she looked in some of her interviews, and sure enough, I went back and looked at them, and you know, you can tell she was uncomfortable and really didn't want to talk about it. And I'm just like, this is, oh my God, some shit went down. And I don't know. I just feel like, you know, since we're the women, we need to kind of throw our, you know, I don't know, kind of support around, you know, them whenever they feel like they need to, you know, say or do, if, you know, I just think that we need to be ready to show support.
Definitely.
Right. And even with
every time, like, even a tiny detail comes out, you'll see, especially like all of us, including yourself, Joe, we're all like tweeting like mad, like, and tagging Ray, and we're like, dude, we are with you, we got you, like, because he's being surrounded by people who are going to be berating him, putting him down, that are going to, him and the others that are speaking out, like all of them are just being surrounded by negativity. And the best thing that we can do as fans, other than boost the signal and repeat what they say and give them their voice, but we can also surround them with love and support and to remind them, like, with good vibes, you know, because like it sounds like honestly the only way I can imagine it is like being surrounded by a group of bullies being beaten into the ground.
Yes.
And it's like, that's literally like, we need to just, that's why like I start love bombing when they speak out. I was commenting on Kiersey's Instagram post, like, you are amazing, you're so brave, thank you.
You know, I think and I mean I've said this like in private chats and stuff, and I keep saying this because I think that the whole, you know, Justice League thing, it's always been so much more than a movie for us as fandom, but I think that right now with everything that's coming out, it's going to become so much more than just a movie for the rest of the world as well, because I think there is a reason why Warner Brothers didn't want that movie out, and that is not like, you know, it's not just about ego or stuff like that. There's just so much more to it. What happened over there on the set of Justice League during the reshoots was just something that they don't want to be out there. They don't want people to know. So I think that all this, you know, the announcement and now Ray, it just got the ball rolling. And I hope that it keeps rolling, and I hope that it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more unstoppable. And then eventually it just really takes down everyone who was part of that thing, because, you know, it's karma. It should be karma.
Yeah.
Like to so many people, that film, you know, Justice League, it just meant much more than a movie back then. It means much more than a movie now, and these people deserve justice. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, like what we were talking about before, like if they're gonna, you know, publicly own up and like put something out there. So like, I mean, if you go to their mentions on anything they post, it's like, yo, are you gonna fucking say anything? Like, you're just letting like Ray talk his talk, which 100% I'm down for, but it would be nice to see, I don't know, them own up to what they did, or even put something out like, hey, you know what, we're going to do this investigation, instead of putting out, you know, Frosty, and then in putting out the Batfleck return, which we found out today, like Nana said, was supposed to be at DC Fandom. Like, imagine how insane that day would have been if we would have got.
I mean, can you, like, is there anything that you don't mess up?
I was away from online for half the day. Is that, I saw someone in the chat mention that. Is that what happened today?
Yeah.
No,
so
hang on, let me pull it up. Let me pull that up.
Yeah.
You'll want to see this because I retweeted it, and hang on, let me find that.
Did you see Ray's tweet, Cole?
No, I didn't see any tweets from today. I'm sorry I keep giggling. One of my best friends since childhood, John Scott, is in the chat, and he's making comments in the way that makes me laugh. So
yeah, I found the comments and I've been reading them. They're kind of hilarious.
All right, hold on a sec. I almost have it.
While you're pulling that up, I want to just say that we've got to remember we're dealing with a company who's been around for how long? Yeah. They're old school. They're the old.
All right, here we go, Cole. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let Joe finish first. Joe, go on.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're old. They're like old school. They're not gonna stop. It's just, I mean, they're basically the old white guys.
It's a good old boy system.
You know, your skirts are too short, and you know, you girls don't know what you're talking about. Go sit down somewhere. You know, they have their own playbook they're using that they're going by that is so irrelevant right now. Yeah. And I think that their egos are so big that they don't realize how much they're losing.
Yeah,
I think nothing else makes sense.
Yep.
I'm just reading that tweet, and what the hell?
Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
It's like Cole slept in.
It's just so fucked up that they took that moment away from both Ray by saying what he said and Ben.
And Ben, yeah.
Ben.
I saw someone
it's like there's the date.
Yeah.
So you can see the date and time, and then you see a date and time on the article.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was looking at the chat and I had seen someone say they were using it against him, and I was like I was actually going to ask if the person could explain, but my brain is still out on the table.
I'm curious to see what if they're gonna what's next, another fake movie or another return of a character we really want to see. What's next?
I really hope that, I know Ben is like, given his mental health struggle and his personal struggles, he is not very likely to make confrontational statements because he needs to care for himself. Most importantly, which is completely understandable. And if anyone badmouths him for not speaking up, check yourself.
Yeah.
Please.
But I really do hope he says something, even if it's just one small comment. But if he doesn't, it's like, even if it's just the hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher, that would actually.
I think it was probably gonna be something similar to when he tweeted the hashtag, just the hashtag, and you know what it means.
Like I hope he can say he feels comfortable enough to say something, like even a tiny thing, like, because like someone in the chat made a good point that he gave up his dream job.
Yeah.
His dream, or did Joe say it?
It was the tweet I read from.
You said what?
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain is all over.
It's okay.
Anyway, that he gave up his dream job, and it's like, yeah, we've always talked about it, but putting it in context of this whole situation with WB and weed and everything, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. And I think you bring up a great point. We have to remember at the end of the day, if this is anything like what Charisma Carpenter has been saying, what the ex-wife has been talking about, these people are victims. And so victims are allowed to tell their stories however they want to tell them. And we don't get to tell them that.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Ben Affleck in the Santa Claus.
You okay?
Oh. You heard it here first.
I'm gonna text your mother and ask her to check on you.
Where did Nash go? I know Fatma's connection dropped. She'll be back, but where did Nash
seemed like
go?
Nash's connection was a little laggy too, so I hope they come back.
Yeah, I hope they do too. I feel like
I know that her country is having struggle with weather lately.
Yeah.
So it might be weather related.
Let's see.
But I was thinking while we were talking about this, I need someone out there to make a Photoshop picture of Jason Momoa as a snowman.
As a snowman?
Because they said he would be a live action fucking Frosty the Snowman.
Yes, someone do that, please. And
I'm sorry, but a live
to be
action
brown. No.
walking, talking snowman would be fucking terrifying. That would be scary as shit.
The movie Jack Frost, you guys remember that?
Yes.
That was so it was like,
right?
It's disturbing. But like it needs to be brown snow. He needs to have needs his tattoos. And it needs to have his eyebrow and his beard.
Henry is Rudolph.
Yeah, Jacob at Warner Brothers announced Henry is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Soup Spatsy hit it right on the head. It's too difficult. He's too hot to be a snowman.
True.
Yeah.
Amen.
Hang on, I put wrong comment this one.
Oh my God. Is Warner Brothers low-key starting a Christmas cinematic universe?
I don't think Warner Brothers had that intention, but maybe our thoughts over here.
Yeah. Who knows?
This is like the worst thing to potentially leak into existence.
They handed us the greatest tool to mock them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nash, what do you have to say about all of this Ray Fisher and Jason and all of the stuff going on?
Look, I think Warner Brothers is gonna do everything they can before they make a serious investigation about this and make the people responsible accountable and to face the consequences of their actions. This is the prior importance here, and they are trying to avoid it. I mean, they are learning anything from the situation. We get it. It's a big studio with some decades of history. It's huge, but come on. They need to stand for something right now. What kind of studio they wanna be, you know? Because these people they can't be working in Hollywood anymore. And Ray is a huge brave man trying to make some changes in this toxic environment. And I think we as a fans we need to stand for him. We need to be by his side because man is facing a huge battle here, and this is gonna be easy for him or for the whole cast, the whole crew that was affected for this. Because we see Joss Whedon, we see Geoff Johns, and they have a huge amount of fans that they are denying this, and they will deny it until the very end because of their work prior to this. And the thing with fans is the passion, you know, and it's really hard to mess with this because people feel that it's a personal attack. It's kind of you're destroying some dreams right here, and this is gonna be easy. They are going to try to defend them from everything. They're going to try to make them pass innocent for this. And we as fans, not just for Ray, but for this whole situation, we know better right now. We need to make huge noise, you know. Just we got the movie, and we need to be even louder right now for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're running way too far with this idea at this point.
Ezra Miller has to be the Easter Bunny. Oh no!
You know, he would love that.
I think
I would have a lot of fun, but you guys really gotta slow down with the Christmas.
I think that this would be a lot harder for them if there wasn't a huge fandom out there backing Ray right now. I think that if they picked, you know, just like Charisma and the others, I mean, they just kind of faded off into wherever, you know, into the news cycle. And I think that because Ray has the fans, like Nash was saying, you know, we've got to be loud. We've got to stay on this because, you know, it keeps it in the news and it keeps it, you know, current. And, you know, I just feel like as soon as the fans stop, then it'll make it easier for them to, you know, just kind of
get away with it. Yeah.
I think, but I think that's what makes the difference between, you know, what's happening now and, you know, whenever something like this could have happened in the past. I think the major difference is that for the people in this fandom, this is more personal than just, you know, oh, this is a movie and this actor is complaining and, you know, I'm just going to grab my popcorn and see how it turns out. No, it's you know, it's more personal than that. Because, I mean, we've been campaigning for 3 years for the movie. We've always known that there was some shit going on in the background. And now that shit's coming out. And we want to see, you know, like, I mean, I tweeted about this a couple days ago, I think. And I said, you know, this is like for the people who have their cinematic universe, whether it's superhero or whatever, you have it intact and it's still there and it's still working and, you know, it's going the way you want it to go. For all these people, like, you're lucky because what we have left is nothing. We have left just like puzzle pieces, you know, we have just, you know, things that could have been, whether it's what the Flash movie was supposed to be or what the Cyborg movie was supposed to be, what the Batman movie was supposed to be. All that stuff, like we were excited for it as fans of this universe, as you know, as fans of Snyderverse, as fans of Justice League, we were excited for it. And even though, you know, there is a hope, you know, I'm not giving up hope that we could get a lot of that stuff somewhat back in some shape or form. It's still not gonna change that it was taken away the way that it was. And it became really personal for a lot of us. And that's why we're not gonna give up. And I think that's something that hopefully will help Ray and, you know, the cast and everyone who wants to be in this fight, because from what I've seen, like the tweets that like whenever, you know, HBO Max or whoever posts, like it used to be hashtag release the Snyder Cut, now it's hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
Feel free to spam it in the chat now if you guys want. So like, you know, it's just it's what it is, you know. So I think that I hope that we can make difference as a fandom, because we've done it before, so hopefully we can do it again.
Amen.
100%.
Hopefully. What are your thoughts, Fatma? You disappeared for so long.
Sorry, I had some technical difficulties on my end.
That's
but
okay.
I'm just trying to catch the train of thought that you've got. So,
We were talking about just the situation with Ray and Warner Brothers, and kind of how these people are victims, and we need to, you know, love and respect them and let them talk. And I know you had an interesting point about trauma that I really would like for you to hit on.
So, obviously, I wholeheartedly stand with Ray and what he's doing, and you know, I'm really glad that Jason has managed to also be able to talk about this and come out and stand with Ray with this whole topic and this whole subject. And again, I'm sure you guys have already said, but this whole situation has been really, really ugly. And you know, if Warner Brothers truly, truly wants to actually do better and you know, remove themselves from the situation that they were in a few years ago, with how, you know, the whole DC universe was a bit ambiguous and somewhat, you know, problematic.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the right word. They seriously do need to make sure that the next steps are to make sure that everyone involved in that debacle and everyone involved in that absolute like garbage fire of it was.
Yeah.
It truly was. Every single decision that was taken and every single step that they did and how they treated their actors and how they treated their creators was absolutely horrendous. And you know, if they really want to do that, they have to, you know, stand with the people that do want to, the people that have come out. So Ray has taken it on, and I appreciate it. And I know he's a man of color, he's a black man, and it must be 10 times harder than it would have been if it was, you know, someone else. But at the same time, I think that it's really important to remember that, you know, in Ray's tweet, he said that a lot of abuse happened. So with abuse, trauma comes, right? So a lot of the actors, it's not just the actors, it could be a lot of the other people that are behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that are involved where people, you know, have gone through a lot of horrible things. And Ray has worded every single tweet and every single video or whatever it is that he's put out in a very, very meaningful way. So to go back to the point that I wanted to reiterate is, we as a fandom shouldn't demand anyone else to, you know, stand out and start talking about it, because there's repercussions to that. And, you know, especially if the actors have tried to get over this and move forward, is it in our place to make sure that they have to relive that? Are we entitled to that? And I understand that Ray has been able to go out, and I support him, and I will tweet and I will help with in whatever way possible, and similarly to Jason as well. But you must remember, after Justice League, Ben Affleck went into rehab, and to be that distraught and that broken down and that badly treated, and you know, to end up having to go to rehab because you went back into the alcoholism that you were dealing with anyway, is really, really indicative of the situation. And also, I hope that, you know, our behavior as a fandom, for the most part, has been amazing throughout the whole movement. But, you know, as we go forward, we can't demand that. I personally feel like it's not in our place to sit there and be like, well, so-and-so has to talk now. So-and-so has to do this and this because I demand it and because Ray has done it. And, you know, I just think there's a level of insensitivity in that. Also, there's a lot of legal ramifications regarding it, forgetting the whole entitlement thing of you feeling that, you know, you need to get the right people to say certain things and do the hashtags and all of that. There's a lot of legal things involved. So, for example, if you are demanding Gal to talk, she could be in a contract at the moment with Wonder Woman. I know with COVID and everything, Wonder Woman they're still doing the PR for it. So she contractually can't say anything. She might be bound to do anything or participate in this. And there has to be a level of understanding that comes with that. And I don't know if I've like completely gone off on a tangent.
No, everything you said is amazing and on point. I mean, like the thing that's a huge thing right now is that because they're Hollywood actors, people are under this impression that they're somehow immune to trauma. And people don't realize how traumatic the experiences they've gone through has been. Like, personally, like, you know, in the last year, you guys have seen me on Vero talk about my own mental health issues. I know people who've been through literally the exact same things as me who are not comfortable or in a place where they can talk about their mental health issues. And it's the same exact type of thing. It's like, just because I can speak about it, just because Ray can speak about it, doesn't mean everyone else can. And also the fact that the actors might have to protect their jobs a little bit. You can't hate them for that, because if they were just like a businessman not wanting to blow the whistle on his company or something, you would have more respect. But it's the same exact thing. It doesn't matter how big their bottom line is.
And I see someone in the chat. Their name is Odd.
I'm gonna pause you for a sec, because otherwise she's gonna drive me crazy. We have someone waiting to join the thing, and she's making faces at me, making me laugh. Absolutely inappropriate time. So welcome.
Hi guys. Speaking of trauma.
So
we're here.
So for those of you in the chat who are watching, this is the amazing and wonderful Amanda Colbert. You might know her husband. His name is Steven. He looks like a caveman. But he's a badass, and she's here to steal the show from out from under his feet. So
this is true. Here's what's funny is, like, Steven would tell all of you that, like, you've all just been fooled that he's the cool one. It's always been my show.
Yes.
Hilarious. So this is what's fun. This is why I was making faces at Donna. I was trying to show her my shirt. So I was really excited about it. And then, like, I fell off my chair.
Oh man, I'm so sad I missed that.
Like, I swear, I wish I could have recorded it. And I'm here, and I'm trying to keep my face straight. And then there's Amanda, just
and
like,
we're talking about yes, and we're talking about really important things, very serious things, and I'm like on the floor. Whatever. Anyway, I was busy getting in that bag, so I missed the first part of this, but I know that you were just talking about all of the many reasons why certain people or everyone on the set has not been able to come forward, or why, for example, Ray Fisher has not been giving more specific details about things that have happened on set. And I made a video earlier that Cole duetted on TikTok. Yes.
Just
that
Oh
like
my God,
the reason
two
why
of them
I
on TikTok now, yeah?
Yeah.
That's not safe at all.
It's
we're here. We're
it's over.
Stable. We're
It's
ready.
over for everyone. Yes. But I said the reason why I stand with Ray Fisher is because Ray Fisher stands with everybody else who was on the set. And he is acting as a great ally because he is calling attention to the people who were victimized to the struggle, right, to their issues, but he's not doing it in a way that outs them or forces them to relive their trauma.
Right.
And like that's, I think, one of the best things that you can do as an ally is to create the space and the opportunity for people to speak of their own experience, not to speak for them.
100%. That's a great way to put it. To create an environment where they can speak, but not force them, and that's really important, especially for what we suspect have like Joe has mentioned multiple times tonight. It's like if and when, hopefully, I hope when the women speak up, it's like I'm just like my stomach is in knots thinking about what females have gone through. Like what happened with Ray was awful. What happened to Jason was terrible, but they're men and they have this sort of like protection of being a man, kind of. And even like someone as big as Gal, she's still a woman who is a bit more in a slightly more vulnerable situation. And it's like with the smaller actress like Kiersey, it's like I am terrified to hear how much worse it can get. But honestly, I will not be surprised because, like we mentioned, Charisma Carpenter, what she went through was absolutely insane. And she's been trying to speak out about it for years. And with Joss's wife, his own goddamn wife has been like the writing on the wall, trying to warn us for years, but nobody wanted to listen because they were like, "Oh, he's an amazing director. He's a feminist," and it's like, no, he's not.
Makes you wonder how he's getting away with it. Like, your own wife accuses you of this shit, and you keep getting away with it. How?
I think to go off what Cole's saying, we see what is happening to these women and how they've been cut out, and we can relate to it more because we know how that feeling makes us like just feel so itty bitty, just so small. And my stomach is just turning. I can't even imagine. I'm sure it's things that have been happening on sets for who knows how long, but I think it's to the extent it's just
when I think about it,
the bigger this guy's ego gets, it's the same with any man. The bigger the ego, the worse of a person they tend to be. Joss was in the 90s, came out with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which for the 90s was actually pretty progressive.
Yeah, for the 90s.
Yeah,
for the 90s. And he was 100% considered the most progressive feminist king at the time, and that's kind of why he keeps getting away with all of this shit, is because people are like, oh, but he's like this forward-thinking feminist person, and it's like, no, but now it's like, as I've said 1,000 times, going back now as a 27-year-old woman and looking at what I watched as an 8-year-old girl, I can see the difference.
Yeah.
And it's almost horrifying.
And the thing about Joss is that I think like people didn't realize until, I would say with the perspective of time has helped us see. is that his brand of feminism is that he has given the power to a woman to speak her truth, instead of recognizing that power is innate and he needs to get out of her way. He's like, you're powerful and you have a platform because I gave that to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking idiot.
Anything, and like he would do, like one of the things that I came back to as an adult and saw that was crazy to me was the fact, like, he was progressive at the time. For one point he spoke of sexual assault, but then like once or twice is like yeah, that's awareness. More than that, and like it became like an obsession for him and became his ongoing trope that he kept coming back to in all of his work. And it's just like, there is something genuinely wrong with you.
Yeah, you think?
I just wanted to add, on top of Gal and Kirsty, and other women of colour that were removed from Justice League, Amy Adams and Martha Kent.
Diane Lane.
Yes, I'm so bad.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Adams and Diane Lane. I mean, that thirsty scene that they had to go through, and Amy Adams' role was actually going to be a lot more significant in this, and with regards to Superman, and the fact that you could tell in every single scene that every single woman filmed, that they were filmed in Justice League, that it was extremely uncomfortable. Gal didn't look fully, her fun self that we're used to from Wonder Woman and BVS. You know that, like, you know how she said, "Oh, I like to give this flair to Wonder Woman." That was gone in Justice League, and similarly with Amy Adams as well. Every single scene that is in the theatrical cut, so the Justice League cut, was horrible to watch from Amy Adams' perspective. If you look back at it, every single one of the
Rose.
Yes. So every single one of the female, especially the female scenes, just feel strained and feel like they've been absolutely forced to say what they had to say, and it's really, really painful to watch Amy Adams.
It is.
And the good thing is she had that they've made her wear that god-awful wig that just and it's just
I think it says a lot when you look at the trailer for, Zack Snyder's Justice League. There is not even a dialogue properly except for the one at the end. And you can already tell the difference in all of those characters. You can, I feel like I got more of a story from Cyborg in that trailer than I got in the entire Justice League. Like,
you
that
did.
Complete and turnaround in that one scene. The same thing with Flash. The same thing with Lois Lane. The same thing with, Martha Kent. The same thing with Wonder Woman. It was just completely different thing. And you didn't even get a proper dialogue except for that one scene at the end. And it still told you how different that movie is.
See, one thing that really jumps out to you that I want to just carry off what Fatma was saying about Amy Adams' perspective is, like, in Man of Steel and BVS, yes, she is she's Clark's obvious love interest, but that's not her only role. She's a bad bitch trying.
She's Lois fucking Lane.
In the storyline, that character as a tool in the telling of the story is not a love interest.
No,
she doesn't have the part of a love interest that Clark is obviously in love with her and she's his weakness, but was handled in a way where it was like, but she still has her own autonomy. And then in Justice League, the first thing we hear about her is that she doesn't write anymore because of her mourning.
My boyfriend's gone.
And it's like, well, like, I understand the grief process is horrible, but first of all, she would never go that long without writing because Clark is gone. Clark wouldn't want that. That's not how her
he had to like castrate her from her power as a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like and then like she's the big guns, and like that's all her purpose was to pop in when he was going cray cray and calm him down. And it was like this whole like idea of women are the thing that are here to fix problematic men. And it's
women are not rehab facilities for broken men.
Yeah.
They're not.
It's true. It's true. I think
I have my own bull crap to work through. I don't need a man.
Yeah.
Like,
I can barely fix myself. Okay.
I can't fix myself. Where's the alcohol?
This one is what I wanted to show. Lois was an object rather than a fleshed out character. I think that sums it out very well.
Yeah.
That, like, not just Lois, like all of the women in Justice League were objects rather than fleshed out characters. I mean,
objects. One of the things that I always like when I examine a female character, or I should say like a femme body character, is I look at how that character is defined, and are they defined, for example, as Lois says, I'm a journalist, not a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or do we define those characters, especially femme-bodied characters, in their relationship to other people? So Lois is no longer a journalist. She is his love interest, his fixer, his person who can talk him down off the shelf. Martha is no longer like this driving, unifying force of good in making these men be better men, calling them back to their humanity. Mm-hmm. She is just like a convenient part of their history that sounded good in a line. So when we define women as mothers, daughters, sisters, lovers, girlfriends, instead of journalists, work, I don't know, people of their own right? Yeah. Of their own being in a vacuum from anyone else, then it says a lot about the people who are making the film, about how they perceive women in their lives and what role those women play.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that yes, and I think one of the things we all love and appreciate about Zack Snyder's vision, specifically for Justice League, but just generally, is that he sees women as like full people.
You know,
like of their own, they have their own life, they have their own important stories.
To add on to that, Amanda, Omesh in the chat makes a fantastic point. At the end of BVS, Lois wrote the Death of Superman article in the Daily Planet. So she just watched the love of her life, for all rights and purposes, her fiance die horribly. And she still went out and wrote this article that will probably be a Pulitzer in their universe. Mm-hmm. So the fact that in Justice Week, she goes on to be like, I haven't written in months and stuff. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's her livelihood. I mean, Lois isn't independently wealthy. How is she gonna where's she gonna get the money from?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, and that's the thing. I'm being a journalist, I'm like, okay, so that my emotions are not tied to my writing. I can still write about, put a story forth that I'm supposed to put forward while I'm pissed off at my husband or having kid issues or, dealing with all kinds of, bullshit out there. It can still, I can still do my job because I have to feed my family. That they're not, it's not.
Yeah, you just don't stop your life because your lover is gone. It's like, this isn't how that's not real world. That's not.
No. It's not even how she's ever been written either.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this is inspired by some ass backwards 1950s housewife version of Lois Lane that exists in some comic book somewhere. Like,
right.
Hell,
Somebody said Bruce has her back.
Wait, so you're saying that Lois Lane has always been a badass journalist?
Yeah, I mean,
What a
since
shock.
Lois has always been a journalist first, Superman's girl second.
Okay, right.
And
he was a
Always.
journalist before he was
Yes.
here. Yo.
Exactly.
Yo.
even in Lois and Clark, The New Adventure of Superman with Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain, you know, Terry Hatcher's Lois was very feminine and everything, and she was your stereotypical beautiful 90s, but she was also a little bit groundbreaking because she was Lois as she was written, and she was Lois as a badass. She was like, yeah, I'm hot, I wear makeup, I got my heels, my lipstick, but also I'm going to literally ruin your life with this expose.
Exactly.
Queen.
And nobody, not even Superman, tells me to stay home.
That's literally how she's always been. And to make her any less is crazy.
It's funny because, like,
bro, this shit's making me so mad thinking about it again. Oh my god.
think about this.
I'm like, oh.
Meg's like, I want to go fight.
Where's the fan? Get the fan.
Yeah, seriously.
It's okay,
It's funny because I didn't think about
We're
this.
gonna get the right version soon, okay?
I know.
Do this.
Oh, thank you, Zach.
Yes. I didn't think about this until we talked about how, like, Joss wanted to redefine Lois as Superman's girlfriend. But, like, I'm pretty sure Superman wouldn't be into that Lois.
No, he likes her because she's a bad bitch. He likes the fact that when he's Clark, he just gets to stand back and smile and be like, that's my girl. Or the little where he's like, but like, even as Superman, he literally stands, even as when he's in his super suit, he's literally like, yes, dear.
Yeah.
He doesn't want somebody fragile who, you know.
He's the one who brings her flowers and gives her a massage and draws her bath because she
and floods
deserves
her
that.
apartment.
Yeah.
Not because she needs him to draw the bath.
Yep. Exactly.
Let's just take a moment to remember that scene first.
A moment of silence.
A minute of silence for the band.
Go get the fan, Meg. Go get the fan.
I do need another bottle of water, so I will be right back.
Okay, then. We might forgive you.
I'm going to get my fireball.
There are two types of people.
It's about to go down. About to go down.
I'm gonna go get my water. I'm gonna go get my fireball.
Like this.
Okay, Amanda, you're finally live on
Yeah,
the
well, and I don't have any sunglasses here,
Sure.
so this is what I have.
Well, that's not much, but
Yes, I want to show you my crystal.
my
Okay, let me see if you can see it. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
I
my
love that.
god, it's so epic. But wait for the back, Oh my god.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
great.
Wait, what kind of stream
Wow.
did I just walk in on?
I love it. It's like I wear it whenever I want people not to fuck with me.
We're ready to go.
I was watching I was flipping through the channels the other day and Wonder Woman was on, and it was at that scene where she's walking into the party and my dad was like, is she holding the sword in her butt cheeks? And we're like, we don't know. We got no idea. She probably
Oh, maybe she's got, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah,
That's magic.
It's magic, yes.
yeah.
Okay, but speaking of magic, Wonder Woman 82 trailer from DC Fandom. What are your thoughts?
84.
I was like, wait, did I miss something?
You said 82.
I loved it. I loved
Was there
it.
another trailer this weekend, or are we talking about the trailer from?
We were talking about the one before. Oh my god, I didn't even watch the one this weekend. Like I don't even know what was there. I did that Joker.
Yeah,
and that was it. I didn't like.
I totally missed fandom this weekend.
I think everyone did.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I only watched some of the Gotham panels because that's my favorite show. So I was kind of hate watching it because I was like, I hate you guys for canceling the fucking
Hold
show.
on, they had a panel for a show that's no longer on.
Why?
Well, they were on demand, but also they, of course, film. What do you call it?
Amanda, what are you laughing at?
Because I was hate watching. I said hate watching.
Oh, she's just vibing.
Yeah. I mean, I literally have an open bottle of Fireball. I'm just waiting.
But no, but the Wonder Woman trailer, holy crap. I have been excited for it, but that was just perfect.
It was really good. I'm really excited to see the relationship between Barbara and Diana and how, you know, like their friendship.
Oh my God.
Friendship.
Weird. Well, it's sapphic, like in the comics, that they have so much. They're so like queerful hinting in the comics between them, and it's like just a little bit.
Just do it, you know.
Just do it.
Okay.
It's a good year to be a queer woman, or a good time to be a queer woman, because like Frozen 2, right? And now Wonder Woman 84. So
Frozen 2, if Frozen 3 doesn't end up with Elsa having a freaking
girlfriend,
girlfriend,
but I have not seen Frozen 2 yet.
It's so gay.
It's so gay.
I think I reached like
it's really gay.
Frozen 2. So I don't know where this conversation is alluding to, like going through. So like, yeah, I know she was following a little voice thing, note tune, the la 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 thing.
Yeah, she was following the voice. No, it's because
finish it off. So I should probably go finish it off sometime soon then.
Yeah.
I still gotta see it, but since you're saying it's so gay, I'm all in.
Because it's just because that the most romantic relationship Elsa's had so far has been with the most like leaning towards a love interest has been with this one girl, and it's like their interactions aren't much, but it's so like obvious and it's really sweet. And if Disney stopped being freaking cowards,
it's Disney, so
did that, we'd be like.
It's like the bigots have already boycotted Disney. They already burned their VCR tapes or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're already past them. Just give it to us.
Just fucking do it already.
I mean,
what a read, Joe. Their VCR tapes. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, if they're like the Mulan thing, catering for China and the absolute garbage fire that Mulan was from beginning, inception, whatever it is, from pen to paper, however they started, to the final end credit scene where they thanked
you watched it?
The Muslim concentration camp sites or whoever it was that did that. It's just Disney just kind of needs to like somewhat self-assess and go back and perhaps think about what's right, or whether like catering for people who aren't accepting of the new reality is worth it, because the world is changing, and if you're going to stay stagnant,
then you can stay there, but we're going to go forward.
Yes. You're no longer welcome in polite society as a bigot. Goodbye. Go to your own polite society. The rest of us will progress.
Yeah, and the whole John Boyega advert as well, and the constant catering for people who aren't willing to accept other people is just ridiculous. And if this is for anyone who's not aware, like John Boyega did an advert that was
I've read about. Well, I haven't read it into detail.
He stepped down.
Yes,
he did. He stepped down.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he tweeted it.
Wasn't it?
Here's another black man who's being treated like that, and again, it's catering for people who I understand that China has a lot of political layers that I'm not equipped to talk about or comment on.
I mean,
but
they're racist.
Really,
China's anti-black. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say it. Yeah.
Yes, Joe.
This is your platform as much as it's ours. Speak your truth.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think about this John Boyega thing? Are you familiar with what happened?
Yeah, well, like Fatma said, I mean, you have this black man who is who started, and he didn't start the brand, but he brought them to life and used his own story to do it. Got them all of this. I mean, put them on the map, and then they want to just wipe it out of something that he, kind of created in his own little. I mean, this is his own story too. His
family, his friends, his hometown. He wrote the story.
You were nobodies before he got you. Okay, you were nobodies.
Amen. I was like, John Boyega and a what? A candle company?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know who they are. But I would have.
Yeah.
I would have bought those freaking candles.
This candle company and perfume company are like super popular in the UK and are considered luxury and high end. So in the UK they are popular. Perhaps maybe they're not in the US or other parts of the world. But I saw that advert after his tweets and his thread, and I was like, how did you turn that beautiful piece of work? And
it's a short film.
Mm-hmm. It won an award for the best fragrance media campaign. Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yes, it did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's award winning.
What are they thinking? It won an award, and
it's just like
it was a misstep.
Please.
What did this
wipe a whole person out of his own film? Okay.
Yeah,
wait,
that's a misstep.
Can we pull up?
What kind of misstep?
They were a misstep, my ass.
Exactly.
They released a statement that literally said something like, "We're sorry, offense was taken," and I'm like, "That's passive voice, you a-hole. You're sorry you offended everyone by being awful. Like, own it." It was such a cowardly move.
Issue, isn't it? That like these companies and these like they just don't own up to their bullshit. It's like you've done a shitty thing. Just own up to it. Fucking hell.
I'm just so sick.
Amanda taking a hit of the fireball, please.
Hell yes.
That could be
nice. Yes, what's up?
Hold on, I'll pass it.
Anthony.
Come on, grab it.
Take it.
Thank you.
I wanted to use
did Cole ever tell you how we travel, that we always buy these tiny fireballs and we've got the travel glasses for like Prosecco and other alcohol, and we always like stuff it in the car and just like
Jesus Christ.
No, at the summer I buy a bucket of like 40 fireball shots for $20 every summer except this one. And it literally comes in a bucket, and we just like throw it in our luggage where we can fit it. So when we get to our destination, especially if we're flying, we open our luggage and there's fireball falling out of every crevice. And like,
funny thing is, we usually forget but at least half of them in that luggage because we just can't find them. So then I get back to check, when I go visit my family, and there is fireballs falling out at me from my luggage. The best part is, though, when my mom comes for a visit, she comes for a visit to the UK once a year, and she always comes for shopping. So she comes in January or December. Mm-hmm. Fatma will know because that's the big sale time. So she comes for the big sales. She shops. So she comes with the small luggage, but leaves with my big luggage. And it's like her way of kind of forcing me to come back to check in spring, so that way I can take my luggage back and go to the States in summer. It's just this ritual that we have, So anyway, so this year she would take the luggage and she go home and she would text me and she goes, "Can you explain to me why there's 2 tiny bottles of Fireball in the luggage?" Oh my god!
You're welcome.
I don't know where.
It's my toner, Mom.
Yeah.
It's my toner. I just put it in that.
Dave, the film
Don't drink.
Fireball stream. Why, yes. Are you jealous?
That's right. Yeah. Fucking. I mean, I love you, Dave. Yeah, Steven will bring me a shot
Where
glass.
did you guys come
Thanks, Dave.
from?
Bring me a shot glass, and it won't be from the hand. I'm just reliving my youth. Okay. Does anyone have a fork and some sherbet? That's my.
Ooh.
Where are you, by the way? It looks like you're kind of like in a cupboard somewhere.
Sort of. So I'm in my basement, which we got really drunk and then we like painted a bunch of stuff.
That needs to be in your background. What are you doing?
You're missing it.
So I'm working on it.
Oh,
I
that's
did.
sorry.
I just want to point out the creative choice to actually let the WAP
drip.
It is everything. The truth is everything, right?
That was this. That's where this good idea came from.
Yes.
So that's where like majority of that bottle went.
Yeah, it was like here when we started on Saturday.
Oh my god.
That's not so bad.
Meg has the videos. You guys can watch.
So,
You have a video
Steven helping
that
you?
you haven't shown us?
I don't think we could stay on the stream if we showed you.
Oh no, that's for after.
Yeah.
We'll stay after we go off air and then we'll show.
There you go.
So,
You guys are not getting to see
Steven
that
was
one.
helping you with that?
What was
Wait,
that?
what?
Steven was helping you? You said we.
Yes. So, like, Steven was off Twitter this weekend, and like, he was gone for like 12 hours, and people were like,
We know that.
"Are you okay? Where did you go?"
It's
Oh
so
my God.
noticeable when someone like Steven goes quiet. It's like somebody check his pulse.
Yeah. A read, but it's true. So, we just had like a really, really, really crazy busy week, and I like Steven was doing like everything, every job in the house on like Thursday and Friday, and Saturday came around and he's like, I need to obliterate myself for a moment. So Saturday night we put the kids to bed, and then we turned up our music in the basement, and we like just spray painted everywhere, and we drank a lot of this. And it was really fun. Yeah. I mean, Steven literally cleaned out my office space so that I could paint the walls in whatever I wanted. And like, I was planning on writing like I Stand with Ray Fisher here. But that didn't happen because I had to go get the bag. So it's fine. It's good. It's nice. I'm surrounded by graffiti, and eventually maybe I'll paint over it, or I won't. I don't know.
I think you should leave it.
And then I have my trophy case in the background that I need a bigger. So wow. Let me humble brag the shit out of this. I need a bigger shelf for my trophy.
God,
Are you okay?
But yeah, no one else is drinking, so I guess I have to drink for all of us.
I mean, I got a little bit.
Okay.
I
And tea.
can drink water, sober you up. I don't drink, so there's water for me.
Hydration. You're drinking the water I should be drinking, so I appreciate it.
I'm drinking water as well.
I'll hydrate for you. Yeah.
Wait, what's in there, Cole? Because I don't always
It's
suspect
water.
It's
You know, I always appreciated Cole is the type of a wingman who always tests like what kind of stuff you can fit the entire bottle of wine into.
Trent a cup from Starbucks.
Yes,
She found out that if you got those Justice League cups in the cinema when Justice was coming out, you actually can fit the entire bottle of wine in them.
I have like 5 of those cups.
I have so many.
Next time on League of Mayhem, Amanda's pouring.
I'll just get our movie cups.
We need to test it.
Yes.
I haven't managed to get any like merch stuff from the cinemas. I've still got my BBS tin, and it's a metal one, and it's just like I'm just trying to get it out.
I was going to say, please show us.
Yes, I'll show you guys.
I want to see what they give you guys in the UK that they don't give us. They just give us plastic cups. That's all we get.
Sorry.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like, this is the midnight viewing for Batman vs Superman, and I got it, and I got the cup as well, but I can't find the cup anywhere.
That is so cool.
I would put a plant in that so fast.
That was the one big downfall for me of seeing, because I saw BVS a week early for free because I went to the trailer premiere in the cinema, and yeah, even though it got right after it got leaked. So Zach and WB did this special thing that if you still went to the trailer event at the cinema and saw the BBS trailer there in IMAX, you then could come to an early screening of BBS for free. So that was really
nice.
cool. But the downside was the cinema was not allowed to sell anything. So if there was stuff, I didn't know. But I did get I did make off with a bunch of the BVS posters, so there is that.
God, that's
But
awesome.
like, equally for Justice League, that was my last ever midnight viewing because I was scarred, and I've not done a midnight viewing after that. But there wasn't any promotional material for that or Wonder Woman, at least in the cinemas in my area, or for Aquaman for that matter. And I was really looking forward to getting those tins, because it's just like I can now have popcorn in them or whatever it is.
I think I did Star Wars premieres and I did Fantastic Beasts, but nothing else.
I mean, in America, you can't really do midnight premieres anymore, so.
Yeah, that's
true. I usually go to like the Thursday viewing.
Thursday, 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually go for the first screening of the day that I can get into. That's a good quality. Like if it's for a DC movie, I try to stick to IMAX or Dolby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think did I see Birds of Prey in Dolby? I think I did.
Oh, I just
Speaking
miss
of-
going to the fucking movies, man.
Super gay movies.
I'm going Friday though.
Wow.
I'm seeing Catt Friday. I can't wait.
It's not worth my health to try right now. Like, I don't trust any of these corporate people trying to make money enough as immunosuppressed, as like going to the cinema. Like, once there's a vaccine out, I will totally go. And
I'll just call you on FaceTime or not. I have an Android. What the fuck am I saying? I'll call you and
Google Duo.
I'll just hold it up. You can watch stuff with me the whole
I
time.
didn't need to fight to hold on to those theater drink cups. Steven's in the comments bringing the tea, but it's okay.
Wait, what? I did not fight them. I did not throw. He's referring to a time where someone was speaking. Steven, what movie was it? I don't even remember. I legitimately don't remember. But there was a movie we went to see in theaters, and the people. Oh no! It was a Star Wars movie. It was whatever. It doesn't matter. It was a Star Wars movie, so I had been, waiting 32 years to see it, and this douchebag 19-year-old Brohan was like talking the entire time, and I literally shushed him because I'm opinionated and I do that. and he said something about like free speech, and I said, not without consequences, asshole. And Steven was like, no, and I was like, I literally just want to drink. But he was like convinced that, which is to be fair, I did try to squirt mustard on an entire bar once because my hockey team lost. So
you're the
there
best.
might be a precedent.
You know, I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
You know what?
I just don't like. Here's the thing: if you want to talk during a movie, go watch it at home. Go get a bootleg. I don't give a shit. But you do not get to go into a public setting and destroy other people's experiences. I destroy you. Leave.
So
Leave.
like, that was my experience for the Joker movie.
No.
We got like a luxury cinema with recliner seats and everything, and it was the premiere, so the first day of the viewing, and two people sat next to me the entire movie, and just they were either on a date or first time to see each other or whatever it was, which was ridiculous because like, why do it in a cinema? Go to a restaurant. But the entire thing was just them speaking, and I'm like, you've got this amazing score, you've got this amazing performance by Joaquin Phoenix, and you're sat here next to me speaking about God knows what that you can speak about another time. Thankfully I restrained myself. My brother was sat next to me, so they were there, and then my brother was on the other side, and he was like, "No, we're not doing this." And usually he's the hothead, and he had to calm down. But yeah, with regards to like theatres and VOD, what do you guys think of that? Like the whole idea. I personally have a very fond like place for the experience. And I know the popcorn is overpriced, and I know that like the drinks are overpriced as well. But what do you guys think? Like, I have a very fond.
Same. Like going to the movies is like just somewhere where you can go and like escape from everything for like an X amount of time, and it's usually a movie that you've been like waiting to see for a really long time, and I mean it
costs you $60 to be there.
Exactly. But no, I love, like, I mean, I'll go to the movies by myself, and I'll go to the movies with like a group of people, and just the experience of like sitting down and watching it. My mom.
Sometimes I have to guilt my best friend John into going, like, be like, dude, you and the boys are going, take me with you.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, fine. But
you know, I actually really enjoy going alone. Just really.
I love going alone too, but like when it comes to like Star Wars or DC or something, because afterwards you just can't help but want to sit down with someone and unpack it.
Yeah.
So it's like always more fun to go with other fans. And that's usually what I like to do. And like I totally miss it, but at the same time it's like I almost lost my mind when I heard that Empire Strikes Back was in the cinemas at AMC for only a few bucks, like a few cents. I was like, I would die. I would literally die to watch the original trilogy in cinemas.
Yeah.
But it's just not worth my health right now. And also, it's like not worth bringing it home. Any possible like stuff. So it's kind of like, I can wait. I'm dying inside, but I can wait.
Right now,
I just don't think that
that's too high of a cost.
Yeah, at the moment, obviously, 100%, like the whole pandemic and the safety aspect of it, I'm there with it, and I agree with it 100%. But what I'm thinking about is how people have been calling for the removal of cinemas entirely and having VOD. There's a lot of people who've been suggesting that, and I'm just like, no,
it's a chop from me.
Holy crap!
And no matter how like how much you say that you can watch a movie attentively at home, really, not when it's in cinemas and you're there to do something.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Who here has been to the Louvre? Has anyone been to the Louvre?
It's
Or
closer
the
to
Met?
Nana than you guys, but like, yeah.
Okay, so here's why I'm asking you. Looking at a picture of the Mona Lisa can help you understand what's important about the Mona Lisa, why it matters in art history, the context behind it, but you don't appreciate the
grandeur, the
realness, the sublime, until you see it in the flesh. So, like, that's not to say that you can't appreciate it in VOD, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's something very important about the human experience, about being in the presence of the art, in its space where it's supposed to be, in an art gallery, or in our case, in the cinema. You know, people are not shooting films for us to watch on this little tiny thing that we hold in our pocket. That's not
exactly.
Unless
they're around. I mean, in a theater, it's black. You're surrounded by the sound. You're immersed in the experience.
Yeah, all their stimulus is gone.
This week is the Toronto Film Festival, and I'm so missing, going there and being there and watching the films in the theaters. Those beautiful, beautiful theaters. I'm watching them on my phone screen, and the kids are running around fighting behind me, and I'm like, or I find myself folding laundry or something. I've got laundry behind me that I was working on, and, but I get distracted by what's around me, and I'm not into the film, and I kind of wonder if I'm giving it, everything that I'm supposed to give it, because you're not immersed in it, and you're not, like you said, in the presence of the art.
Yeah,
that's what makes it so different.
The theater is like a womb.
It is.
It's just the perfect way to put it, especially like I was saying to Nana that I was loving DC fandom when we were seeing all the trailers, but I was missing Hall H and the convention experience of seeing it surrounded by other people so much, because I was used to seeing these amazing trailers and seeing people come on stage and screaming until my throat hurt. Like,
There is an important part of our humanity that needs to be a part of something bigger than ourselves that way, that needs to have a communal experience that way. And that's why this pandemic is so hard, like theater or not, whatever it might be, like not being able to celebrate someone's wedding with them, not being able to visit someone when they have a new baby. Like there's so much that's been taken from us that is not just an accessory to being a human. It is being human. Like
it is. We're communal people.
We're social.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I understand, like, there's an argument to be had with cinemas not being friendly for disabilities and for people who have who are so
cold. We're looking at you.
So so like with accessibility for people who are not able-bodied, but I don't think that's
or immunocompromised.
Completely say no more cinemas. It's if anything, it's a criticism that we should work on and make sure that the cinemas we have.
I don't know what other cinemas are doing, but at least like I go to AMC theaters usually. That's what's around me. And so for the hard of hearing, they have these really neat devices that they can hook onto your chair that has, so you're sitting like this and it's like this, and they can watch and read the closed captioning as it happens. And then like they had, and at least at mine, they have the higher up auditoriums.
Yes.
Have access to an elevator in the back. So when my brother, who's got cerebral palsy and needs help, we'll take him up in the elevator so he can get to our favorite area. Or like the menus, they have them in Braille. Like like, I know it's not completely perfect, but at least in AMC's case, they're doing a lot to be accessible.
I believe AMC also has sensory sensitive showings where the lights are up during the day for people who have sensory issues.
They have spent special, especially for they have also for sensory overload, and they also have special for different autism spectrum.
That's awesome.
So that way.
So basically what we're saying is it is possible to innovate. It's just that people are too lazy and don't care about this segment of the population.
I think it's going to take some more time. I think they're trying, because I know when I went, and I'm kind of outing myself, I did go see Tenet in the theater. I was by myself. I was alone. But they have like every other row sectioned off, where no one's going to be sitting behind you or in front of you. And then no one is, unless they come with you, can sit beside you. So, they're trying. They're not there yet. I don't think it's enough to where somebody like Cole could go and feel comfortable yet. But to me, when I saw all that, even though it's just little old me, they kind of had to still give me this spiel. Mm-hmm. And it was really comforting to know that they're trying, that they're headed there, that way. So I think that if we kind of keep the pressure on, that they will keep innovating and they will find a way, just like they have every other, they've made everything else accessible. They'll find a way to get people in who are immune suppressant and who cannot be around, the rude people who haven't learned to cover their mouths when they cough, or, the idiots who don't want to wear a mask.
Wear a mask, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
so, yeah, I think it's coming. I think they're getting there. I'm
not even sure. Fatma, do you know how it is? Because like I'm here like, oh, I'm going to the cinema Friday, but I'm not entirely. We have to have masks on when we go inside, don't we?
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
So as far as I know, at the moment, yeah, you have to have masks. I haven't. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I thought she was in the U.S. I keep forgetting.
No.
You guys are in the UK.
Right,
okay.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, so basically, I think you do have to have masks. I haven't been yet. I've been super busy, but I do want to go and watch Tenet. And my siblings did watch it, so they've said that it's safe and somewhat socially distanced, and they've got the measures in. But at the moment, I think that's the procedure that they've got on, and because people are still not aware that the cinemas are open and are still somewhat reserved, not wanting to go. There isn't that many people frequenting the cinemas anyway. But another thing that's maybe great for people who missed out on amazing movies in cinemas at the moment is that they're all showing old stuff that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're showing old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So like. Another thing about cinemas, imagine watching a Christopher Nolan movie on VOD, or like, I don't know, something with magnitude like that. I'm like, it just doesn't sit right.
You can. I think you could watch Tenet on. I could watch Tenet on my phone, but I could on my computer maybe. I don't think I would get what I don't. You wouldn't get the whole. You would miss a lot. You'd miss a lot.
Yeah.
Because that movie is a lot. It's a lot. It's really good, but it's a lot.
I always think back to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, there's no. I was just saying it was a lot, but there's some tiny details I wanted to add to you that you probably wouldn't catch on the screen. So yeah, like there's like one time when somebody's throwing like something and it's small, and I don't think you would see it. But it's like important. Yeah.
Another positive thing with this, like a lot of the movies being brought back, you know how like Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be split into 4 parts, and we're going to watch it at home because it's on HBO Max, and I'm happy with that. I want it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but it might give Warner Brothers the idea to put it all in a 4-hour movie and then release it in cinemas, because the theaters aren't packed yet. There aren't as many movies coming out. So if it does come out at the beginning of 2021, where new movies are very few and far between, I'm hoping that they end up thinking, well, why not after we've released all 4 on HBO Max and we've got the subscription and whatnot?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That's
they
a good
could.
idea.
I hope
That's
so. I hope
100%.
so.
That's 100% the hope. Like I've been saying since they announced it was going to be a 4-part miniseries, that's good. That's amazing because then we get as much as Zach can put. Zach is going to jam as much into those 4 hours that he can
Give
possibly.
all of it to me. I
Like,
need all of
give
it.
it. That's
So
perfect.
on board with the 4-hour format because you know how we missed out as a fandom for 3 years of feeling like that community and feeling that what will happen next, what am I in for, the theories that you could get between the average one movie to the other every year or so. We missed that for 3 years. So if you have it for increments and after everyone, I feel like that community feeling that we've slowly started to regain.
We'll get to have
comes back. Yeah.
to speculate week to week and talk about it and break down each part. But I agree with you, Fatma. I really hope that if that after it's like it will be massively successful on HBO Max. Why? Because this fandom will make it so.
Well, even here in Michigan, like for Game of Thrones, they would. I love it.
Guys like watching cinema.
But for Game of Thrones, like here in Michigan, they would play each episode like in a theater, so like you could all sit in the theater and watch each new episode. And
cool.
I mean, I hope they do that with Zack Snyder's Justice
They
League.
only did that. They only did
Call
that.
on me. No, call on me.
I don't know where you are on my thing.
Wait, what?
Call on.
There you go. Everyone points at a different corner.
Amanda, let's take it to you.
What I was going to say to piggyback off of what Meg said is when this is over, this pandemia time is over, / when we have a reliable vaccine, I propose Snyder Stock, where we essentially either we create
SnyderCon. I love it.
I'm not kidding. Either we create a Snyder Stock somewhere in the middle of, I don't know. Maybe your studio lot, Zach, please. Anyway, so
he's definitely watching.
We all get together and you can rent out a theater and show whatever the you want privately.
Yeah.
So when we get Zack Snyder's Justice League, this group and whoever else we like needs to come together and rent out a theater and watch it in theater, all 4 parts. Like, I want to do that. I'm saving up my little pennies now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
100. That sounds like that's the dream.
That's perfect.
But I
the fireball.
Yeah. Oh god.
Well,
where all the good ideas come
from. Fireball gets me so bad. I don't see how you can do it.
But
I don't know. I like. It's not even my favorite. Like, I would much prefer just like a glass of scotch or like whiskey on the rocks or something. I'm a dark. You know what? Honestly, I just discovered my new favorite mixed drink. It used to be Jameson and ginger, a highball. Then it was a mojito, and now it's a dark and stormy. Which, if you've not had,
what's a dark and
it's
stormy?
a great fall Christmas drink. Spiced rum, bitters. It's very like warm in the mouth.
Okay,
there you go. You bring the vodka.
Let's bring those. Yeah.
Wait. Who said Dave was even invited?
Yeah, we just say people that we like. True.
Dave is invited, and he doesn't bring.
But he's bringing the vodka. That should let him in.
I'll think about it.
He has to stay home and watch my kids.
Yeah.
You guys don't know this, but Dave, Steven, Meg, and me, Chris, who else? Ben, Scott. We're all actually creating a DCEU hype house, and Chris is the house mother. So we need him to move back to the lower 48. So even I will crash. No, you're watching the kids. You can't crash.
See, I'm telling you, we'll turn Dave away at the door if he doesn't bring the vodka. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way you're getting in, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Bring the vodka and leave the pineapple at
Use the
home.
beer, bitch.
No, he's not gonna bring the pineapple. He hates the pineapple.
Ooh, we should make him.
Bad choice. Pineapple.
No,
Oh, that's a, you know what? That's a great pull.
pineapple. I just hate it on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza is a yes from me.
Same.
No.
Anyone else? Is it just me and Fava's faces?
Nash, she was quiet the whole time. Now she's like, "What do I say so they don't kick me off?"
Nash, are you?
He knows what's up.
Part because again, I don't drink. I don't know what any of this is, and I know what they are, but like I can't relate to it. But I'm a foodie, and I have a food page, and I'm very proud of my food knowledge. Pineapples on pizza is a no from me.
You heard it from
It's because you haven't tried it. Hey, think about this.
Here we go again.
Think about teriyaki though. Think about.
Nash has been quiet almost this entire time.
I was like,
She's like, oh fuck.
I do like pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, Nash.
but if you think about pineapple is not it's used in savory applications.
But
Like
not on pizza.
I don't like. I don't. No.
You guys are
I found a video and the screenshot of his face when he tried it was absolutely
Oh my god.
See, Jacob is mentioning something completely sinful. Pineapple and sausage. There's something critically wrong with your taste buds.
Okay.
You need to seek help now.
that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Mm-mm.
Fennel and pineapple?
I've had apple sausage and if it's anything like that, that's disgusting.
No.
It's
Italian sausage, the actual Italian sausage is very, very fennel heavy, so it has that like nice anise flavor, like that black licorice-y nummy.
Poor Fatma's over here, like.
I was like, Fatma knows what I'm talking about, and the thought of that is disgusting, isn't it?
So I
She's gonna
was
throw up.
in the grocery store when apple sausage became a thing, and they had me running the sample table, and someone was like, "Do you know if it's good?" And I took a bite, and I was like dying inside, like.
I gotta be honest.
Okay, can we agree though
Here,
that pineapple
we put literally
is
anything on pizza? Anything.
What was that, Nash?
Here in
What was
Brazil, we put literally anything on pizza. So pineapple is not a big deal.
What's the worst thing that you guys have put on pizza?
I don't know. Everything is normal here. Like the sky is the limit, you know?
I mean, like my mom grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so we put on green chili, and it's the best thing you'll have ever eaten in your entire
like
life.
hatch chili, like hatch chilies.
Hatch, yes, babe.
Yes. Oh, I'm here for that. Oh, I'm
It
here
is
for
literally
that.
we've been buying it by the pounds for years, and we'll put it on pizza, and it's literally the best thing you've ever eaten. You go out west and you go to like anywhere in Albuquerque and order a pizza, you can get green chili. You can get green chili on your Dublin sandwich. It's so good.
Steven and I have
The weirdest thing with me is not what I put on pizza, but what I used to not put on pizza. Because I had this thing where, I mean, I still am not a big fan, but as a kid, I would not eat cheese. Any kind of
Okay,
cheese.
but don't worry, honey, because I don't know if John is still watching. John, if you are, you know what I'm about to say. But me, John, and our best friend Chris, we would go to Chris's birthday and then John's right after. And you know, with kids, the stereotypical meal is pizza. And John, for years, would not eat pizza normally. He would pull off the cheese, throw it away, and then he would eat only the soft part and maybe the crust, but usually threw it. So only the triangle
part covered in sauce. So just get breadsticks and marinara? Why?
It had to be pizza without cheese.
So with me, it was like I didn't want cheese on pizza.
If anyone doesn't like a certain food because they have allergies, that's totally fair. I'm not going to judge you on that. But to not like, just saying.
Yeah, I know. Look, I deserve all the judgment. I deserve all the judgment. But it's just like I remember because my mom would refuse to go to a restaurant with me because I would order a pizza and I would tell her if I can, instead of cheese, have like cracked egg on top, so it actually holds the stuff on the pizza. And that was me
genius
as a kid.
Actually, that sounds really good. I want to make a breakfast pizza now.
Look, it is good. And I mean, to this
That
day,
sounds
in our
good.
hometown, there's a pizza that like you got cheese and you got the cracked egg. It's really good if it's well done, like if it's done correctly. But
now, just to in case he is listening, just to clear it up, as adults, he eats pizza normally now, which I'm very proud of him for. But I remember, like, every year,
Good job, John.
when him and Chris's birthday rolled around and we would have pizza, how much Chris and I would just spend that entire dinner just, what are you doing? Why are you doing?
I would take that cheese that he wants to take off and I would literally just put it on mine.
I would sometimes eat it, but that would gross him out. Kids are weird, but I still love him.
Yeah.
Meg just sent something to Nana and I feel like we should mention it just because it's awesome. Apparently, Entertainment Canada gave Justice Khan a shout out.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So they the video is titled Jason Momoa supports Ray Fisher's Warner Brothers battle, and they use our fucking clip. Catt!
Wow.
See?
I'm sorry I'm late.
It's okay.
It's okay. We got 2 minutes
okay.
left, but that's fine.
I had work and I was
Wow.
charting and I was trying to get out on time, but you know.
Yeah.
We're
understand.
saving lives. You had to hang up your cape.
Yes.
Oh,
Actually, when I come home, I put the cape on Kissy.
There you go.
There we go.
yes.
And how are you doing, Catt, today?
I'm good. I'm just really tired from work and, you know, with COVID, just nonstop working and, you know, not much of a social life.
Yeah, true.
I feel it so much. I work in a medical laboratory, and it's been with the samples and everything. It's just my heart goes out to you.
Aww.
It's a good fight, and hopefully we'll get through this.
I know.
I just want to shout out to Catt because she's a nurse, and nurses are the actual healthcare providers of the world. Doctors just write prescriptions. So, your mom, Catt.
They call us the backbone of the hospital. The doctors do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
think
agree.
we all just need to appreciate that Catt has been working all day and she still looks so beautiful.
So
Look at
good.
her, your hair,
She
your
had to take off
makeup.
layers of
Yeah.
PPE, and this is what she
Exactly.
looks like underneath.
Beautiful.
And she came to say hello.
Weird, and it's not even like fresh. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't.
You look gorgeous, babe.
Beautiful.
You do. Own it.
So we were talking about pineapple on pizza.
Oh my god, I was hoping you would forget it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, Zach. I know you like it, but not my style.
Can we agree that pineapple is the best cover for alcohol, though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I actually really like pineapple so long as it stays off of foods it does not belong on.
Do you eat it frozen, Cole? Because I
what's
love
also
eating it
good.
frozen.
Like, you know what's good for vodka though? Watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
If you put watermelon in vodka, it just kind of gets
Yes.
it all in.
Have
And
you
that's-
ever put the vodka in the watermelon?
No, have you put Skittles in vodka?
Yes.
That's so good, right?
Yeah.
Man? Oh my
Fuck
god.
yeah.
I forgot what it was called. We did it in college. It gave it like a fruity flavor, but it was called something. We just put a whole bunch of Skittles in like clear vodka, and it was like the college thing to do. I don't know.
I never put Skittles, but we used to put gummy bears.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And you had no idea how fast you got drunk if you ate a couple of those.
Yeah.
We used the pineapple and 5 Alive, frozen pineapple concentrate and frozen 5 Alive concentrate to cover the Everclear that we used in addition to the vodka. So,
in addition?
Everclear is
I like her response is just like,
Is that what you're drinking?
I know I'm kind of going back to it, but the ET Canada thing was on live television.
What was that?
It was on live television.
Oh, it was? Fuck.
oh my god.
We were on TV.
You're famous!
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Well, I'm gonna go puke. I'm sorry.
You put it on the internet. Everyone can see it.
I just want to give I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he sent it to me on Twitter, at Everfet.
Oh, is it Ben?
No, it's not. He's from the Four Nerds.
Oh yeah, I know.
He sent it to me, so shout out to you. But he was like, "You were on TV. Do you know how many people watch that show?"
Wait, are any of you guys even in Canada though?
No.
Is anyone here even in Canada?
No.
Oh.
I gotta tell my mom.
Mom, look, I made it on TV.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not the first time I've been on TV, but it's definitely first time I've been on Canadian TV.
It's probably the coolest time I've ever been.
Honey, it's the first time you've been
This
on
is
TV.
worldwide.
Put down your part for just a second.
Yeah.
No, first time I've been on TV, I was doing an interview for Czech nationwide TV because
the one time Nana and I were on TV together was with Sci-Fi, and they interviewed us for 30 minutes and then cut us down to like just the words Harry Potter and Slytherin. And
I made them cry. I think they weren't very happy.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Like happy tears, okay? Not like
it's the Joss Whedon version of your interview.
Release the cut.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I remember I used to I did this one interview, and I mean, if I ever found it online, it's shame you wouldn't understand because it's a cringe fest to the next level. Like it was this ice hockey tournament that we went to. It was just for fans, so it was between fan teams, but I was the only girl who was playing. And so when the TV came, because they wanted to cover it, they were like, "Oh, who is this goalie? Who is this goalie?" And we got like to a semifinal or something. We were like second or third in that tournament. So everybody was like, "Oh, who is this? Oh my God, it's a chick. It's a chick. We got to speak to her." So they went and they wanted to talk to me. But then there was me, like 16-year-old awkward potato, trying to say something into the camera. And I was just so awkward. So awkward. But I think it's up there somewhere to this day still. If I find it, I might put subtitles and send it to you just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
I've gotta get out of here. It's bedtime and it's about to get crazy.
Please.
Well, I did wanted to say
I have to eat this egg roll.
I apologize for coming on at the last minute, but to our viewers, I would like to say that you guys we've been very supportive as a fandom, and I just think that what Cole, Nana, and Meg are doing is incredible. They want to do more female empowerment, and I think it's something that, you know, we should all participate in. We're stronger together. We're not, you know, it's males can't dominate everything. No offense to males, but I'm just saying that this is the first female stream, and it's incredible. This is, you know, they're the pioneers of everything, I think.
Oh,
I look at
I know.
Love you, Catt.
viewers to watch them, you know, to participate. It's all fun. It's just being supportive is, you know, it's a nice thing. You know, it makes everybody feel good, including the people supporting us, because it's fun entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Catt.
Thank you.
We want you to succeed.
Catt's gonna have an open. Already knows, like everyone here already knows, they have an open invite to come back anytime.
Yeah, seriously.
Jill had to leave because
Thank
she's
you.
dealing with kids at bedtime. So
Yes.
Yeah,
and if you hear
any minute.
That's the downside. That's the downside of the all girl stream. It's like there are screaming kids on occasion.
Just adds.
It's
to
weird.
The,
It's like we create
it adds
life.
to the uniqueness of the situation.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think this will be cool to probably end this on. Girls, don't go anywhere because you don't have to. But
yeah, you have to wait to see
anyway.
the videos of me drunk.
Yes,
oh, God.
you're gonna see it, Amanda drunk. No, anyway, thank you everyone who came to see this first ever League of Mayhem stream. Thank you guys for the support. You've been amazing in the chat. And we will see you again in 2 weeks.
Bye. Bye. Bye.